morning. Good morning. Students and audience, please be seated. I am Dr. Karen McLean, Provost of Des Moines University, and it is my pleasure to serve as the presiding official at this, the 17th Annual White Coat Ceremony for Des Moines University. Our honorees today are the members of the class of 2015 in the Physician Assistant Program, the class of 2016 in the Doctor of Physical Therapy Program, and the classes of 2017 for the College of Podiatric Medicine and Surgery and the College of Osteopathic Medicine. Welcome to each of you. We are also delighted to welcome families and friends who join us in recognizing the commitment of your loved ones on this occasion. Additionally, I am delighted to welcome university board members, alumni, faculty, and staff. The White Coat Ceremony is a traditional event at this university which reflects a symbolic entrance into the educational pathway that will lead, with appropriate effort on your part and of the faculty, to your entry into your chosen healthcare field. Our ceremony has several important components. You will don your white coat as a symbol of professionalism and humanism. You will sign the Professional Integrity Code in recognition of the principles and values that will guide you during your professional development. And you will recite the Professional Integrity Code in front of peers, faculty, family, and friends to acknowledge your willingness to assume the obligations and responsibilities of a medical and healthcare professional. Before we begin, I would like to introduce our platform party. First, I am extremely pleased to recognize and welcome our president, Dr. Angela L. Walker Franklin, who is participating in her third White Coat ceremony as the university's Chief Executive Officer. Dr. Franklin. I am honored to introduce the chairman of the university's Board of Trustees, Dr. Larry Baker. At this time, I would also like to ask that the members of our Board of Trustees who have joined us in the audience please stand and be recognized. Representing their colleges are Dr. J.D. Polk, Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, Dr. Robert Yoho, Dean of the College of Podiatric Medicine and Surgery, and Dr. Jody Cahalan, Dean of the College of Health Sciences. Student participants in our ceremony today are Houston Louie, class of 2016 for the College of Osteopathic Medicine and president of the College's Student Government Association. Nicholas Powers, class of 2016 for the College of Podiatric Medicine and Surgery and president-elect of the College's Student Government Association. Kristen Scherf, president of the class of 2015 for the Doctor of Physical Therapy program. And Christopher Handyside, physician assistant class of 2014 and past president of the CHS Student Government Association. Also on the stage this morning are the members of our faculty who will serve as your teachers, role models, mentors, and friends during your years at Des Moines University. They are here today to affirm their commitment to teaching and to scientific, humanistic, and ethical practice. The faculty. Before we begin our ceremony, I would like to announce that professional photographers are stationed at the base of the stage and also outside of the stage area to get pictures of each student participating in today's ceremony. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce our president, Dr. Angela L. Walker Franklin, who became Des Moines University's 15th president in March of 2011. She has enjoyed a distinguished career in academic medicine for the past 20-plus years, and most recently has led the university in the development of a new strategic plan while also building partnerships to showcase and share the strengths of our university. Please welcome Dr. Franklin.
Thank you, Dr. McLean. I am honored to be here today to celebrate with these distinguished students and their families on this very meaningful occasion. Yesterday, we welcomed many of you to the Des Moines University Open House to introduce you to the very special educational environment that DMU offers your loved ones. Today, we welcome students and their families to this rite of passage, in which we stress to our students the unique responsibilities they are accepting as future health care providers. Students, when you don your white coat today, you assume not only the responsibilities, but also the obligations that attend to those who choose to provide care to other human beings. These obligations include to be honorable in all phases of your life, to excel in your academic studies and training, to be compassionate, to be accountable, to collaborate with others as an interprofessional team member, and to support a culture of inclusiveness. By accepting these obligations, you become part of a legacy of thousands of Des Moines University alumni whose contributions to medicine and to medical care have alleviated suffering, saved the lives of countless individuals, and maintained the integrity and high ethical standards of the healthcare professions represented here today. While our institutional roots are 115 years old, our university roots took hold in 1981 when the Board of Trustees recognized the need to train additional members of the healthcare team. Today, we see the wisdom of that decision as students in osteopathic medicine, podiatric medicine, physical therapy, and physician-assisted studies sit before us to affirm their commitment to the profession they are entering as student members. It is very appropriate that the collaboration among programs that takes place within our lecture halls and laboratories serve to complement the collaboration that is a hallmark of optimal patient care. In closing, I want to remind you how very fortunate you are to be selected for the privilege of serving your fellow human beings as healthcare providers. Your future is bright. Enjoy your years at Des Moines University and know that we will do everything possible to engage, encourage, and assist you throughout your education. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, President Franklin. It is now my pleasure to ask Dr. Larry Baker to deliver greetings to you on behalf of the university's Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Dr. McLean. On behalf of the university's Board of Trustees, I'm pleased to welcome these classes into their respective healthcare professions as student members. Your professional life does indeed start at the beginning of your academic studies at Des Moines University, where you will learn not only the science and technology of healthcare, but the human side of medicine as well. You will, when you recite the Professional Integrity Code, remember that your core objective is to adhere to the standards of professionalism that bind all in the health professions. As you do so in your academic and professional years, may you experience the rewards that come to those who serve others. Our best wishes to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Baker. We are now ready to begin the ceremony for each college. Students will don their white coats as instructed by their dean. They will then come on stage as their names are announced to be greeted by President Franklin, who will present them with the university pin. Each student will then sign the Professional Integrity Code, which will be witnessed by the dean of the college. We will begin today with the College of Health Sciences. Dr. Jody Cahalan joined Des Moines University in November 1989 and was named Dean of the College of Health Sciences in June 2006. Her responsibilities include not only the physician assistant and Doctor of Physical Therapy programs represented here today, but also the healthcare administration, public health, and post-professional physical therapy programs offered at DMU. I am pleased to invite Dr. Cahalan to begin the program for the students in the physician assistant and Doctor of Physical Therapy programs.
Thank you, Dr. McLean. And good morning and welcome to the first rite of passage at Des Moines University. You should all be extremely proud to be here, regardless if you are whether one of the students or someone here supporting one of them. Some research that I've conducted in the past aimed to determine the factors leading to success, and you may or may not be surprised to learn that support from others was at the top of the list. You can be smart, enthusiastic, and armed with an outstanding undergraduate degree, but I ask you not to forget the importance of support. Naturally, the people celebrating with you today are here to support you, and I know that each of you could give me dozens of examples of why their support to you is so important. But I'm also going to ask that you remember that support in the workplace or in your current situation at school is also a huge determinant of success. It goes without saying that the staff, faculty, and the administration are obviously here to support you, but I encourage you to also rely on each other for the support that will be critical to your success. Later today, you will recite an oath that includes the tenets of honesty, accountability, collaboration, and inclusiveness. If you can remember back just a few weeks ago to orientation, you will remember that Dean Yoho spoke about the importance of honesty upon which all of these other tenets rest, and I completely agree with him. But today, I also want to stress the importance of collaboration and inclusiveness. None of you will be the sole healthcare provider for any of your patients. You must work with, learn from, and respect what each of your fellow professionals is responsible for in the care of your patients. Only then will you be working toward providing the very best health care that you can to your patients. You can only really exemplify this when you practice collaboratively with one another and truly respect one another. If you haven't already begun to get a sense of each other's attributes, I ask that you begin today. Seek out your colleagues from the other programs. Take advantage of the opportunity to continue to learn about the other professions during interprofessional educational opportunities, both on campus and once again during your training in the clinic. You are the chosen ones, but it is important to remember the saying that to whom much is given, much is expected. You will be expected to exemplify excellence in both your work and personal lives, and the significance of today is that your white coat should be the outward sign of the professional tenets that you will be reciting soon. So, congratulations to all of you and to your family and friends on this milestone. We are very proud to have you as members of the Des Moines University family and look forward to our continued journey together. Thank you. Will the physician assistant class of 2015 please rise? Please put on your white coat as a symbol of professionalism and unity. As the students come forward, I'd like to begin by introducing you to Ms. Laura Delaney, Assistant Professor in the Physician Assistant Program, who will be reading each of the names. In addition, I would also like to recognize the chair of that department, Ms. Jo Kelly, and ask that she and her faculty please stand to be recognized.
Laura Allison. Mindy Buckham. Ashima Batra. Chelsea Beck. Megan Bosak Duff. Jeremy Brown. Christina Collins. Laura Cunningham. Matthias Dainert. Kristen Davison. Alexandria Dietzel. Rachel Doggett. Megan Dolan. Evan Eastman. Katie Elmquist. Jordan Esbeck. Megan Udaly. Barrett Fellows. Kathleen Flick. Kaylee Gibney. Quinn Goringer. Kate Greiser. Natasha Haar. Brittany Hawkins. Nicole Holmberg. Sarah Holmes. Abby Isaacson. Kara Johnson. Michelle Kubik. Yen Lee. Ryan Lill, Alexa Moberly, Leonard Montgomery, Jessica Neese, Amy Nicolai, Lauren O'Brien, Jennifer Piper, Amy Ponsolo, Christina Swatsky, Jamie Schumacher, Brianna Shriver, Megan Smith, Andrew Sullivan, Kenny Turley, Kristen Tyler, Molly Ernest, Nicholas Velema, Emily Walker.
Congratulations to the PA class of 2015. I will now ask that the students in the Doctor of Physical Therapy class of 2016 to please rise and don your white coats as a symbol of professionalism and unity. As they move forward, I would like to introduce you to Dr. Jason Cook from the Physical Therapy Department, and also ask that Dr. Tracy Bush, the chair of that department, and her faculty also rise to be recognized.
Paige Atwood. Amanda Brandt. Matthew Buckley. Rebecca Carlson. April Kokorin. Rebecca Duberky. Jay Ecker.
Melissa Engel. Samuel Espy. Wesley Farrington. Stacy Gillum. Brittany Harms. Cody Hubble. Kyle Ingwerson. Allison Jenke. Caitlin Johnson. Samantha Youngman. Mallory King. Kelsey Kislick. Kurt Klobasa. Kelsey Kolb. Tatum Krackemeyer. Luke Larson. Michael Lovegren. Brittany McCall. Aaron Montoya. Robert Mortensen. Kyler Mulder. Tess Nelson. Kirsten Nickel. Katharina Nielsen. Samantha Niles. Kristen O'Donnell. Rachel Palin. Jacob Powell. Kelly Peterson. Alicia Ring. Brandon Roberts. Jason Roskem. Aaron Sand. Tracy Shalaski. Margaret Schutte. Colleen Shannon. Kelsey Shadow. Brandy Siren. Joshua Stewart. Stephanie Stone. Paul Stewart. Dominic Thielen. Matthew Tuggle. Jenna Wexter. Amanda Wright.
Congratulations to the DPT class of 2016 and to all of our students here today.
Thank you, Dr. Cahalan. I'd now like to ask Dr. Robert Yoho to direct the program for the College of Podiatric Medicine and Surgery. Dr. Yoho joined the university in 1993 and was named dean in 1998. During that time, he has guided the College of Podiatric Medicine and Surgery to become the most highly respected podiatric college in the nation. Our education program is the model for others, and annually, our podiatric graduates receive placements in the most highly coveted residence training programs throughout the country. Dr. Yoho.
Thanks, Karen. 1998, I don't know. You know, it's always impressive to look out at the Civic Center and just to see this sea of white forming. Nice, nice. Good morning. My comments this morning are intended to reflect a perspective that aligns the white coat ceremony with your signing of the Professional Integrity Code. A little history lesson: the white coat ceremony has been practiced for over 20 years. A gentleman by the name of Dr. Arnold Gold's original purpose was to welcome students into their health professions and emphasize the expectations of compassionate care and scientific proficiency. Compassionate care and scientific proficiency. Sam Huber, an expert in the area of medical professionalism, concluded the justification for the white coat ceremony was based on the goodwill felt by the participants and an assumed connection between the ceremony and encouraging humanistic values. He argued the ceremony was a well-crafted ritual that appropriates meaning to a symbol to help initiate a movement through an exciting yet daunting time. It allows the training institution to establish an agenda for the understanding of the education that is to come and places the student at the beginning of the development of a professional identity. The content and expression of that identity to be greatly influenced by the student's experiences and demonstrated values of the training institution. I think that's worthy of repeating, to be greatly influenced by the student's experiences and demonstrated values of the training institution. Dr. David Stern, an authority in medical professionalism, provides a powerful evidence-based argument that professionalism in medicine is demonstrated through a foundation of clinical knowledge, communication skills, and ethical and legal understanding upon which is built the aspiration to apply the principles of excellence, humanism, accountability, and altruism. So today marks the beginning of a process. An emergency room physician in New York, Dr. Judah Goldberg, based on his experience, concludes that humanism requires neither professional expertise nor special knowledge, only reflective and thoughtful human beings ready to engage one another across multiple dimensions. He suggests putting students in hospital gowns rather than white coats to appreciate humanism. I know that Dean Polk is an emergency medicine physician, so we'll see if this is a common theme for EM docs. So if we sustain Dr. Gold's original intent and accept what the experts are telling us, we can conclude that WCC is not only a symbolic event, but also a lifelong commitment to the component parts of medical professionalism and adhering to our 5 identified institutional values, 4 of which define the constitutions of the Professional Integrity Code and the University Code of Conduct. In other words, we're all in this together. So what do we know? We are armed with guidelines. We have all of this evidence to support the expectations of this event. But in the end, the simplest and clearest description I can offer you about professionalism is we know it when we see it, and we know it when we don't. My son recently received a very moving letter from his wife's oncologist who practices at Mayo Clinic. Laura recently lost her battle to brain cancer. This physician, Laura's physician, is recognized as one of the leading experts in his field. Nathan gave me permission to share this. The final paragraph of Dr. June letter reads, and I quote, "It has simply been my privilege to know Laura and you. You and Laura embody the definition of courage and inspire me and my colleagues to do our utmost to find better treatments for patients afflicted with this horrible disease." End quote. We know it when we see it. Students, there is still great goodness in this world. Do your best to be part of it. Thank you. If I could ask the CPMS class of 2017 to please stand and don your white coats in preparation for the class procession. All right, there you are. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Kathy Frush, Assistant Professor, to announce the names of the podiatric medical students in the class of 2017. And I also would request the college faculty members to please stand and be recognized.
Noreen Anwar. Andrew Beaucamp. Tyson Brimberry. Kara Brock. Elizabeth Chan. Christine Cho. Candace Cooper. Andrea Dreiling. Joshua Epstein. Kazmir Izam. Audris Van. Firas Jarada. Caleb Goins. Jordan Grain. Joshua Grushner. Christopher Hogue. Cece Hunkalada. Catherine Jacobs, Leslie Joseph, Poolan Joshi, Jacob Kirscheval, Matthew Knobel, Zachary Lampkin, Jonathan Lee, Samantha Luer, Lauren McCarthy, Nicole Mayer, Garrett Malik, Sarah Miller, Kelsey Miller, Zachary Milligan, Kelsey Malonig, Stephanie Oxman, Benjamin Palmer, Kalani Parker, Adam Phillips, Megan Pitts, Anna Resendez, Eric Reese, Reese Rickardson, Brittany Roberts, Krista Schroeder, Sunny Singh, Henry Spigola, Brady Stewart, Kelsey Sukavati, Jillian Teslo, Mitchell Thompson, Jordan Boat, Jason Wislowski, Paul Whitehouse, Creighton Woolsey, and Dixon Zhu.
Our congratulations to the CPMS class of 2017.
Thank you, Dr. Yoho. We will now recognize the students in the College of Osteopathic Medicine. Dr. J.D. Polk assumed the role of the Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine on August 1st. Yes, it is his 24th day. And he brings to DMU an extensive and diverse background in medicine and administration. Prior to joining the university, Dr. Polk worked for the United States Department of Homeland Security and most recently served as Assistant Secretary for Health Affairs and Chief Medical Officer. Before working at the Department of Homeland Security, he spent 7 years in aerospace medicine at NASA. He now leads one of the largest medical schools in the nation and represents the college to its 10,000 plus alumni. Dr. Polk.
Thank you very much. It's always difficult to follow Dean Yoho, but I'm going to try my best. Candidum praeterea gravo palio medicum. Let me repeat those words for you for a moment, and they'll become clear at the end. Candidum praeterea grave palio medicum. By now, many of the students have already figured out my propensity and fondness for both Latin and parable, so my words will be brief, but I've taken the liberty of modifying an ancient parable and making it unique to modern times, so as I feel it's appropriate to this occasion. A medical student was standing on his first day of clinical rotations next to the resident and once asked the resident why the white coat was longer for the resident and the attending's coat was longer still. The reply came from the resident, to add weight. The resident continued, for you see, today I walk into the family room, in the family waiting room, and have to explain to the parents that their son was gone. So in this left pocket is empathy, and I must carry a great deal of it. Later this morning, I was asked to try and decipher a diagnosis that no one else had yet to figure out. The patient was suffering, and it was incumbent upon me to try and find the source and the cause, and to try and find a way to treat it. So I keep knowledge in the right pocket, and I must carry a great deal of it. The attending has an even heavier cloak, the resident replied, for he carries what I carry, but also carries the weight of responsibility, both to the patient and to us. And he carries the burden of education and stewardship, as well as the weight of compassion. His pockets are very deep, and his cloak is very heavy. The coat is white because it comes from the Latin candidus, which means white or purity, as it represents candi or candor or truth. The resident continued, do not fret about the size and weight of your cloak, for it will become heavy and long enough with time. But you will notice that your cloak starts out white just as ours, because trust, honesty, and integrity must run through every thread and must be part of everything you do as a physician, be you an attending, a resident, or a student. With the College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2017, please stand. Candidum praeterea grave palio medicum, which translated means don the heavy white coat of the physician. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce Dr. Craig Canby from the Department of Anatomy to announce the names of the College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2017. I would also like to ask the faculty members to please stand and be recognized. While we wait for the folks to line up, let me say a special thank you to the family members who have joined us today. Without your support, and as a parent myself, I know that support is both emotional and financial. These student doctors would not be here embarking on this dream of this profession today. So thank you for your support of them.
Brant Adams. Mark Allen. Samantha Banser. Catherine Bartlett. Audrey Boudi. Austin Beck. Ashley Betty. Jamie Beadle. Babak Begum. Siban Ben David. Christina Benjamin. Michael Benson. Bradley Barron. Justin Berg. Adam Bertroche. Will Buchler. Frederick Blody. Mark Blomberg. Matthew Bamey. Mark Braden. Chase Brown. Matthew Berkey. Okay. Julian Camarano. Anthony Kamadeka. Joseph Capone. Christina Carbia Schneider. Robert Chalmers. Andrew Chang. Blake Chapman. Alexandra Chase. Gino Chesini. Jason Ching. Caitlin Choi. Faiza Chaudhry. Matthew Chow. Craig Christensen. Aaron Christians. Benjamin Christians. Sierra Cobb. Austin Coder. Michael Conte. Felicia Corey. John Crowley. Elizabeth Curry. Kyle Zarnecki. Zachary Dolph. Michael Dessou. Alex Davis. Mark Day. Ross Dorman. Michael Ellerman. Thomas Ailes. Rachel Erickson. Jeremiah Fairbanks. Kelly Fairchild. Sohail Fardish Shatzfat. Excuse me. Erder Philippovitz. Kelsey Finn. James Fittman. Craig Fallett. Shane Forsting. Brian Freeman. Vadim Fuchs. Averill Fuss. Corey Ganchert. Todd Gardner. Jason Garner. Russ Jarvis. Mangula Gopal. Natasha Guegai. Lucas Gu. Cody Gook. Priya Gupta. Dwayne Hansen. Susanna Harrison. Jonathan Hartley. Daniel Heath. Mark Henderson. Andrew Henry. Rachel Hildebrand. Jacob Hinckley. Tanya Hugh. Haley Hogan. Jason Holdner. Elizabeth Huggins. Mohammed Ibrahim. Janea Janke. Adriana Jenowitz. Huda Jarmakani. Jake Jasserda. Chad Jensen. Zachary Johnson. Rachel Joseph. Catherine Kamensky. Mary Kavanaugh. Lauren Clutie. Charles Koiker. Elizabeth Coslow. Natalie Crawl. Kelly Cree. Ryan Krogman. Peter Lampert. Kayla Lang. Kristen Lotta. Tony Lee. Derek Lee. Katrina Lepthine. Kevin Lewis. Shashing Liang. Edward Lin. Jennifer Liu. Joseph Longobardi. Dylan Lowe. Dana Lowry. Quan Chang Liu. April Manulaisai. Matthew Mandel. Nuveen Mani. Tyler Manley. Molly Manthe. Nathan Manthe. Cameron Matters. Jacqueline Mock. Morgan Maxon. Catherine McGow. Kathleen McGuire. Nicole McHale. Brandy McLendon. Alexander Menning. Troy Menson. Kimberly Miller. Suman Murgakazami. Matthew Mogan. Vijay Mohan. Matthew Moline. Kyle Morris. Matthew Mueller. Pierce Mundhank. Dana Munn. Natalie Muratori. Stephen Neubauer. Nancy No. Anthony Chuan Nguyen. Sun Nguyen. Nathaniel Nielsen. Lisa Nord. Kelsey Nosek. Pavla Neklovla. Daniel Olson. Taylor Orr. Boone Parkinson. Uday Patel. Christian Pearson. Jeffrey Pence. Molly Perez. Christine Pham. Nam Pham. Tan Fung. Salia Rajput. Aaron Rainey. Glenn Rebman. Hannah Ryland. Michael Reitz. Aaron Renzi. Christopher Reynolds. Bryce Roadhouse. Antonio Rosales. Christy Rukamp. Ryan Russell. Rosina Schiff. Daniel Schneider. Philip Schulte. Brittany Scott. Bendia Shaw. Hannah Sheridan. Hey, how you doing, David? David Shin. Mikolai Shulik. Adrian Simeon. Michael Simons. Michael Sinclair. Lindsay Suter. Caitlin Splut. Benjamin St. Clair. Anna Stotts. Daniel Stevens. Matthew Stewart. Catherine Swanson. Nicole Stuck. Edgar Tabila. Chelsea Thibodeau. Preston Thomas. Brian Toston. Jennifer Tran. Spencer Turner. Eric Uding. Eric Folder. Andrew Van Bruggen. Will Vosberg. Brian Vu. Derek Waldner. Brittany Waletsko. Brian Wanner. Unafe Warden. Kristen Weigel. Jacob West. Laurel Whitus. Eric Weidberg. Nicholas Williams. Kelly Wilson. Tyler Witherspoon. Monica Wojciechowski. Alexander Woodrow. Sabrinas. Nicole Zabrinas. Lisa Zhang. Zijan Zan. Ryan Ziegler.
Okay, that's the first half of the class. We'll wait till the rest file in here for a second. Very good. Congratulations, College of Osteopathic Medicine, class of 2017.
Thank you, Dr. Polk. Now, I am pleased to ask Houston Louie, Nicholas Powers, Kristen Scherf, and Christopher Handyside to come to the podium as representatives for their respective programs to lead the students in the recitation of the Professional Integrity Code.
All right, will the students please stand with us and recite the Professional Integrity Code? We would also like to ask the faculty to stand with us and recite it. As a student at Des Moines University, I understand that professional integrity is essential to my success as a future healthcare professional. I pledge my commitment to the values of honesty, accountability, collaboration, and inclusiveness as the basic tenets of integrity. With these values, I look forward to developing the ethical principles that will guide my academic life and future professional practice. Honesty. I pledge to observe personal and intellectual honesty in all academic endeavors, including learning, teaching, research, patient care, and service. I understand that honesty is the foundation of integrity and furthermore, I understand that I must confront and report instances of suspected misconduct in order to preserve the institution's standards of ethical behavior. Accountability. I pledge to demonstrate personal accountability by accepting responsibility for my actions and abiding by all policies and procedures in handbooks, syllabi, and other official documents of the university. I will conduct myself in a professional manner in my appearance, demeanor, and language at all times. Collaboration. I pledge to support a climate of respectful collaboration within our health sciences university and healthcare communities. To reach my potential as an interprofessional team member, I will strive to trust, challenge, engage, and grow. Inclusiveness. I pledge to support a culture of inclusiveness, respect, and understanding of all members of the academic and healthcare communities. I will not discriminate, nor will I tolerate discrimination on any basis, but rather I will strive to promote understanding and acceptance.
Students, you have heard 3 powerful messages this morning. The first from Dean Cahalan, who talked to you about the importance of support from your family and friends, many of which are in the audience today, and many of which have been pretty vocal in supporting you as you walked across this stage. Secondly, you heard from Dean Yoho, who reminded us that professionalism, you know it when you see it, and you know it when you don't. And finally, from Dean Polk, the parable of the heavy white coat and the reason for the 2 deep pockets, one for knowledge and one for empathy. I encourage you to remember those words that you've heard today and recall them as you face the challenges that you certainly will in your academic life and as you enter professional practice. You may be seated. President Franklin, Dean Polk, Dean Yoho, Dean Cahalan, faculty, and guests, it is my pleasure to now recognize that these students have completed the rite of passage embodied in the white coat ceremony. From this day forward, they have committed to developing the ethical principles that will guide them through their academic and professional life. They will respect and value fellow health professionals as an interprofessional team member. They will be accountable and accept responsibility for their actions as a student and practicing professional. They will promote an inclusive culture in healthcare and strive to treat each patient with understanding, acceptance, and respect. And they will behave honorably throughout their healthcare careers, always striving to be worthy of the privilege of serving in their chosen healthcare field. Students, will you please stand to be recognized by faculty, family, and friends who are here to support you today? In closing, I would like to thank the individual donors, the Alumni Association, and the Iowa Medical Society for providing the white coats for today's ceremony. I would also like to thank the faculty marshals and the student volunteers for their assistance in today's events. And finally, I would like to recognize our outstanding musicians for their contribution to today's program. Audience, please remain seated until the platform party and the faculty have exited the auditorium. Students are then invited to join family and friends in the audience. Thank you all for attending today's ceremony. Enjoy the remainder of the weekend.